Okay, so it's recorded. So we have a debt management plan of Julie and Johnny that I want to show you here. So I want to go right over here. And as I mentioned, they are about $45,000 in debt when it comes to credit cards. All right. So when we go here and we look at Johnny and Julie in this particular example here, this is the reality of most people today. All right. Johnny and Julie, they're both 30 years old. They have 5 credit cards. And again, guys, this is an example here. All right. So they have one credit card, which is a Capital One at 12,000. They got another credit card, Best Buy is at $5,000. They got another credit card with Macy's at $4,000. They got a Pentagon Credit Union card at $9,000. And they have another Capital One card right at $15,000 here. So a total of $45,000. How does Johnny and Julie attack this particular plan here, right? Now, one thing what they can keep doing this is keep paying the minimum balance on this here, and their debts in itself will continue to keep increasing if we continue to keep paying the minimum balance, right? But here's how we attack this here. So as you guys know that we use a resource and we use a system called undebt.it, all right? Now, once we put this information right here into Undebt IT, many of you guys have done this before, but we have to go back and we have to revisit this here. All right. So what I've done is you'll see their total debts right here lined up. You will see that their Macy's is at 4,000, their Best Buy is at 5,000, their Pentagon is at 9,000, and their Capital One here is at $12,000 here. All right. Now, when we look at this right here, that's a total of about 30,000 here, but I am missing one account here. So let me see here. We got Macy's, Best Buy, Pentagon. Oh, what we do not have, let me just do this here really quick. And I did this intentional. We're going to add this Capital One here for a total of $15,000 here. And the reason why I did this intentional, because I want to show you guys how easy it is to add the information into this Undebt IT system. All right. So you go right here, we're going to add a new account. And we add this new account. We're going to go up here and I'm going to type in Capital One. All right. And I'm going to put that second Capital One. I'm going to go right here and we notice that that Capital One card, that balance right here is $15,000. All right. So I'm going to go in right here and I'm going to put in $15,000 right here. All right. So this minimum payment, oh, it's $1,500. This minimum payment is now $405. All right. The credit limit on this right here, we're going to say is $16,000 here. All right. The highest limit and the credit limit is the same thing as you input into this particular system here. And we're going to say that the interest rate on this right here is 25%. And the next due date on this here, we're going to put January the 18th. And so we're going to go right here and we're going to actually save this here. So we're going to hit save. All right. Now, you're going to see a total of $45,000 credit card balance. All right. This is key right here. A total of $45,000 in credit card debt. Guys, this is the reality. I speak to hundreds of people, thousands of people, right? Is with credit card debts. And this is the reality, 45,000. So when we look at this right here, this is important because currently, based on this minimum payment, they're going to have these debts paid off by October to 2030 if they continue making the minimum payments. Now, here's an important thing why we got to have a debt management plan, what to avoid, because out of this $45,000 right here, here's the total amount between their contributions and between the interest of what they will be paying. Guys, look at this here. The total paid on this here, if they just keep paying the minimum, and if they don't use it no more, that's the key thing. They're going to keep using it, but we want to avoid that. They go from $45,000 in credit card debt, and if they was to pay it all off with the interest currently, they're going to be paying total paid $94,849. Guys, this is double. This is more than double. Now, here's where we want to put a debt management plan into place, all right? And we go back up here and we look at this here. Their minimum payments right about now on this here is $1,160. Now, over here in this Undebt site, right, in this easy mode, you have 3 different steps of what you can put your information in. You can go and put in your monthly budget. You go here and add your different accounts. And then you go right up over here and you get the debt management payoff plan. And they have several different plans here. You got debt snowball, you got debt avalanche, you got hybrid, you got cash flow, like all these different plans here that you can actually put into place right here. All right. So we're going to go right here with the debt snowball because that's going to give us momentum by paying the lowest balance off first. So our lowest balance off first would be this Macy's card right here. All right. Now, what we need to do in order to avoid this right here from these debts increasing anymore, you're going to see this $1,160 right here. It's going to come down here and it's going to show us, all right, this $1,160. And it's going to show us right here on each one of these cards how much is going to be applied if we pay the first balance off first. Macy's right here, $130. Best Buy, $125. Pentagon, $225. Capital One, $225. Capital One, $405. Now, the way this is designed is this Macy's credit card is to be paid off first because it's the smallest balance. All right. You will see here, this Macy's card is scheduled to be paid off in December 2027. All right. And then we go here and we apply this additional dollars of what we paying, and then we apply it to our next lowest. But let me just share this here with you. And this is one of the reasons why I like using this particular website, because when we go right over here to our dashboard, and this is just an advertisement, but hold on one sec here. When I go right here to this dashboard, it's going to show me a total currently monthly interest of how much we're paying in interest. All right. Now, this is a sad story when we have credit card debt, and this is where it cripples our families. Because out of this minimum payment of $130, $96 of it is going towards interest on your Macy's card. That's why they tell you when you go in Macy's, do you want to save 25% so you can get the card so they can hit you every month with this right here on that minimum payment that you're making. All right. You ain't really making no ground by making that minimum payment. $125 right here on this Best Buy card, $105 of it is going towards interest. Your Pentagon Credit Union, $90 a month is going towards interest out of this $225. And the reason why the interest rate on this here is not as high as some of these other ones because it's at 12%. But still, this is $90 that you're giving away. Capital One on this $12,000 balance here, 28%, $275 minimum payment. Look at this right here. Your currently monthly interest is $287. Majority of this is going towards interest because of this interest rate on this high debt that we have here. And on this $15,000 here, 25% interest rate, $405 minimum payment, $312 is going towards interest. So if you look at this right here, your minimum monthly payments that you're actually making right here, right, is right about, we'll take 4, 6, 8, is right about that $1,106 right here. This is where when you set your minimum payments on these right here, it's going to show up right here. All right, that's $1,160 right here. So we go back over here to this dashboard. You're going to see, let me see, come on, dashboard. You're going to see that right here that you're probably paying, let's see here, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is almost just short of $1,000 in interest that you're paying monthly towards interest just on these credit cards. All right. Now, here's two ways that we're going to attack this right here. All right. There's two ways that we're going to attack this in this particular plan with Julie and Johnny. All right. Two ways we're going to attack this. First of all, if they keep doing what they're doing now, you see here, it's going to be paid off in about 7 years, and they're going to be paying double than what they're currently paying. All right. Two ways that we're going to attack this right here. The first way is we're going to apply additional dollars towards this. Where you going to find the money? We're going to figure that out. That's when we schedule one-on-one sessions with me. We're just going to figure out where the money is at on the budget, where you can apply extra towards this here. The second way that Johnny and Julie could attack this right here is I want them to go and get a 0% transfer card. All right. And we mentioned 2 cards before, and some of the new members, you can write this down. You can go over to City Simplicity. As a matter of fact, let's go right over here to the websites. You can go right over here to City Simplicity card and get you a 0% transfer card. All right. And once we go and get us a 0% transfer card, we're going to be able to utilize that for 18 months. And when we utilize this for 18 months, we're going to see how much it's going to actually give us if they give us $10,000, if they give us $20,000, we're going to apply that to some of these cards, and that's going to be able to help us get some of this debt paid down quicker, because what's going to happen is we're going to be applying more towards the principal versus the interest. On this City Simplicity card right here, you will see that there's no late fees, no penalty fee, no annual fee ever, right? So you can go here and apply, and you can get up to 21 months, right, of 0% interest free. So you're basically transferring your debts over into one of these 0% transfer cards. And guys, the intent behind this right here, let me share this right here. The intent behind this is to not use these cards, but transfer the debts over to these cards and help you pay these cards or pay this balance down. Again, credit card debts triple families. It causes fights. It causes stress. It causes tension, right? We're living on these here. We don't want to be dependent on these here. We have to put a debt management plan in place to avoid this, all right? Another card that we can use is called a Wells Fargo 0% transfer card. For the sake of time, I won't go and show you that, but you can Google it. Wells Fargo 0% transfer card. Matter of fact, whoever you bank with right about now has a 0% transfer card. Go and apply for a 0% transfer card on these conditions. If your credit score is decent, if you have a credit score over, say, 680, more than likely you're going to be able to get one of these credit cards to help you transfer your balances over. Now, let me help you. Now, initially, what you're going to see is when you transfer these cards over, and if you transfer all over to this card, it's going to automatically shoot up and look like you're using all of it. I'm okay if you transfer all of it and it shows that it's maxed out, because eventually what we're going to be doing is we're going to be paying it down. And when we pay it down, our credit utilization is going to go lower. And that's going to, as a result, move our credit score up. Because, guys, here's what we're trying to solve here. What we're trying to solve is this right here. We want to pay down this debt, and at the same time, we want to solve this right here. This right here is not cool. Hold on a second. Let me go back up to it. Hold on. This right here is not cool. Hold on. So we go right back over here to this easy mode. This is what we're trying to solve right here. We're trying to solve this right here. There's $94,000 right here. There's $95,000. You can go and say 95,000, right? And your current balance is $45,000 right here. That's what we're trying to solve. So that's where we have to attack these debts, right? Hard. We got to just knock them out. Now, let me just say this here really quick. On your credit cards, guys, this is what I want you to do. I talked about this here on the Facebook page. Go, and it depends on when you pay your credit cards. I want you to call each one of your credit card lenders today when you get off this phone call right now, because it's going to be a plan. The first step in your 2024 debt management plan is to call each credit card lender and ask them, you know your due date, but you don't know when your statement date is due. I want you to call and ask to see when is your statement is due. I want you to get that date. On that particular date, 2 days before that statement date is when I want you to start making your credit card payments on a monthly basis. And the reason why we do that is because of the credit reporting to the credit bureaus is based upon the statement date. That's going to be able to help you lower your credit utilization by making those payments a couple days before your statement date versus your due date, because that's when they report to the credit bureaus, and that's going to be able to help you on a monthly basis when you're talking about increasing your credit score. And so when we talk about credit score, this is what this site right here also does, right? So we're going to go right here, and we're going to go right here and look at the credit utilization. Now, on this right here, on this credit utilization, this particular couple right here, their debt is slammed. All right, their debt is slammed. When you look at the credit card usage right here, $51,000 is available credit that's available to them based on the scenarios that are provided on this $45,000 balance here. So this credit card, they got $45,000 they've used on their credit cards of the 51,000. So they're using 88%, which what you see over here in this chart, over in the red, you see 88%. This right here is killing them. Their credit scores is slammed, is down. Our goal is when we do those 0% transfer cards, right, we're going to be paying more towards our debts, and we're going to see our credit utilization going further and further and further left. And eventually, we want to get it right here into the green, because right here in the green is when your credit scores really start increasing to the 750s, to the 77s, to the 800s, right? But I'll say this right here. a journey to 1,000 miles starts with the first step. And it's being on this phone call today and having a mindset of a 2024 debt management plan that I must stop the generational curse that's being in my particular family. And it's going to start with me. I am not going into 2024 making the same decisions that I made in 2023 and the years behind, and just spending emotionally and recklessly on your credit cards because if one, you ain't budgeting, you don't know where your money is at. That's the reason why. The number one reason why we're in credit card debt is because we don't have the budget set. Now, the mindset is to go in because in 2024, as I told you guys, this is the year of pivot. We can't be making the same decisions we made in 2023. All right. So transformation is the byproduct of new information. So we're going to get this new information that we're taking, contacting these lenders, and then now we're going to be basing this on the payments that we're making towards our credit card debt. So it's the last thing I'm going to say, and then we're going to be done. We got 20 more days until Christmas is here. Guys, it's okay to tell your family, no, I don't got it this year because I'm on a new plan. My financial advisor got me on a new wave. My financial advisor said in 2024, the 2024 is the year of pivot. This ain't the year to go further deeply behind because the next 20 days is going to decide how your first quarter and your second quarter is going to be determined in 2024 based on your spending decisions that you make in the next 20 days before Christmas is here. It gets most people, 70% of America, in this dilemma. They set a goal in 2024, but when them credit card statements start coming in January and February, based off that damage that you don't did in December, it cripples you. You can't do what you want to do. And you might be doing what you want to do, but that $45,000 balance now go to $50,000. Now go to $52,000. And next thing you know, now it's at $60,000. And now instead of paying total $95,000, you're paying $120,000. And you're paying tomorrow dollars with today's prices and decisions that you're making. You're robbing yourself of your future every time you go to Macy's, every time you go to Lowe's, every time you go to Home Depot. Yeah, you may need those things. If you don't need it, you got to understand the need and the want. But let me just say this here. Next time you go to Macy's, next time you go to these store discounts, right, and things that you don't need, you limiting your future self based off those decisions that you want simply because you think that it may make you feel good, or you say, I deserve it. And when you say, I deserve it, that's killing you. This ain't it, guys. That I deserve it and I've worked hard for it. That ain't it. The goal is to bring that down because here's the deal, and this is really the last thing. Guys, the greatest promotion that you can get is this right here. All right. The greatest promotion is if you can pay off your debts, pay down them debts. You're paying Johnny and Julie in this example here, paying $1,160 in towards this credit card scenario here. If they can pay off their debts, this is going to give them an extra $1,160 a month. That's your greatest bonus that you can get on a monthly basis at your job. That's the 100% return that you can get guaranteed by having your debts paid off. All right. I'm done, guys. We'll take some questions here if anybody have any credit card questions, any financial questions. Is generally, again, I haven't came on live because I'm doing a lot of recordings now and I'm putting it on our YouTube page. And as you guys will see that I'm sending it out. If you have not subscribed to Let's Win Financial YouTube page, I highly recommend that you guys do that. We're going to also be putting this particular video recording on that YouTube page so you guys can be able to go back and see it as well. Again, we want to start 2024 off with a bang. And by doing that, I want you guys to contact me and set up a one-on-one session. And let's come up with a debt management plan, particularly for you and itself. All right. Now, I want to share this here with you really quick. If you're not subscribed, go to Let's Win Financial YouTube page. This is only for our clients, right? Our members of Let's Win Financial. This ain't for the public. I don't care about having 100,000 subscribers. I specifically want this for the Let's Win Financial community in itself. All right. So you will see these videos here that we have uploaded. I'm starting to upload a lot of short videos as well. All right. This Fidelity new feature we put up here. We talked about in the video. our estate planning, our savings challenge, our end of year financial moves to make. So look out for the next couple of weeks. I'm going to be uploading a lot of these short videos, but make sure you go right here and subscribe. So every time I put a video out, you will automatically get a notification that we'll put out a video here. All right. So you can go back and see a lot of videos that I've posted in the past right over here to Let's Win financial group page here. All right. All right. Any questions? Any questions here? Any questions? If not, just go ahead and book your one-on-one session with me for your 2024 debt management plan, for your 2024 financial plan. And guys, remember, this is the year of pivot. All right. We must end our generational curses in order to pivot into the new wave of creating generational freedom, generational, what we like to call wealth. I hate that terminology, generational wealth. And the reason why I hate it is because most people are saying it on social media, but they ain't activating on it. They don't really know what it is, right? If you don't have an estate plan, if you don't have a trust in place, you ain't creating generational wealth. Because if you own a house and if you don't have a trust and you only have a will, you ain't creating generational wealth. Because that county court, that county judge, and that's in that county that you stay in without a trust, he gonna tell you where that property is gonna go, who it's gonna go to. Until you put an estate plan in place, then that's when you building generational wealth. You ain't building generational wealth if you got on your accounts, investment accounts, your 401k accounts, your savings account. If you ain't got them beneficiaries updated or going to the right person, you ain't creating generational wealth. If you got a life insurance policy plan and you only got your minor children on there, you ain't creating generational wealth. You ain't got no generational wealth plan because that life insurance company, they ain't giving the money to a minor. It's going to go to a probate, and that county judge is going to determine who that money and that life insurance is going to go to. So until we put all these plans in place, right? And 90% of the people on social media saying they create generational wealth through an index universal life insurance, right? On an IUL, right? And a whole life policy, guess what? They ain't doing. They ain't creating generational wealth because they call it a living benefit plan. They ain't creating generational wealth. That living benefit plan, when they die, that money and that cash value that they say is growing at an average rate of 5%, when the stock market is up 20% this year and it's up 10% overall average for the last 100 years, dating back to 1900, on 10% average annual rate, and you put in money in a cash value that's getting 5%, they're telling you get a guaranteed return. No, you're actually losing out on money because you're only guaranteed to get 5% in a cash value that you're able to borrow from, because it's a living benefit. Hell, you can borrow from your Roth IRA account that's getting you 15%, that's giving you 12%, right? And guess what? And when you pass away, it's going to go to your beneficiary because the money that you got in an IUL, 90% of the time, it's going back to the insurance company. You're only going to be paid on the primary death benefit. So if you had a $500,000 policy and 300,000 of it, they said, we're going to put in this cash value. You got 200,000 of it that's going towards the death benefit. Majority of your money that you're paying on the $500,000, say, for instance, I heard a chick tell me this yesterday, and I was like, oh my God, she's paying $600 towards a whole life policy, and 400 of it's going towards the cash value. It's eating up her life right about now because guess what? She gonna be able to borrow from it, but at the end of the day, you got to pay interest on it, right? Would you go down to your local bank and pay interest on the money that you withdraw from your savings account? Absolutely not. But if you withdraw money from your investment accounts, you're not paying any interest on that to withdraw it out. In particular, like on a Roth IRA account, anything that you put in that, you could take out tax-free, penalty-free. So why are we doing these IULs? For the life of me, and what we seeing on TikTok and social media is driving me nuts because people don't understand it. And I'm trying to save every person that come to me. Oh, sure, I want to build generational wealth through this IUL. No, the hell you're not. No, you're not doing that. So I'm just trying to like save people and educate and empower and elevate people because you're not building generational wealth if you do not have these financial plans in place. And it starts with your debt management because besides your mortgage, besides your car payment, your credit cards, right, is your next biggest expense. And I promise it's going to be the last thing I say. If your car payment is more and bigger than your credit score, you hustling backwards. I want y'all to write that one down. If your monthly car note is higher than your credit score, you hustling backwards. I'm gonna repeat it again. If your car monthly payment is bigger than your credit score, you hustling backwards. If your car payment is more than you putting towards your 401k on a monthly basis, you hustling backwards. If you eating out more on a monthly basis than putting money towards your kids' college fund, you hustling backwards. If you spending more at Macy's than putting money in a Roth IRA account on a monthly basis, you hustling backwards. That ain't it. I'm done, guys. Guys, as always, be well, be blessed. Schedule your one-on-ones. Make sure you go out to Let's Win Financial Group page. Let's tack 2024 like a vengeance, like our life depends on it. Be well, be blessed, and as always, let's continue to win, guys. Love you guys. All right, bye.